Guys, before we get into this video on fresh allegations being made against Metawal for funding these terror guys, let's take a look at some of the headlines on the social media. Like this one says, why is Tinubu silent about these allegations? Netizens question Tinubu's continued silence as fresh evidence indicting Metawal of terror funding emerges. Why is Tinubu silent? Just because of 2027, Tinubu is silent to the detriment of Nigerians. Many people are being fired on a daily basis, and Tinubu is silent. Now, this other headline here says, Safe Nigerian Group demands suspension of Nuhu Ribadu over terror allegations. So guys, there've been real calls for Tinubu to sack Nuhu Ribadu, and Tinubu is silent. I mean, Tinubu is silent to dare these people because it is now being perceived that the Fulanis own Nigeria. Tinubu is so silent to dare these people, as in to relieve them of their positions, to ensure that the fight against terror in this country is raw, is being fought without, looking by the side. So guys, it will even shock you to know that Nuhu Ribadu was in Rivers State yesterday. He was there to represent the APC, to speak for the Ugoni people. And Nigerians are still wondering, why is he still holding this position after confirming, he himself has confirmed, that the terror guys who were seen in Kwara State carrying AK-47 are known to the federal government, are known to the National Security Advisor's office, and Nigerians are saying he must be sacked. Now, many Nigerians are wondering, when is the United States really coming to help Christians, considering what happened recently in Plateau State, where 12 people were gunned down and were recently laid to rest. Now, this headline here says, the U.S. has begun intelligence gathering flights across Nigeria following President Trump's pledge to protect Christians from genocide. So, guys, Nigerians can't wait to see more proactive measures being put in place to ensure that, this Christmas people enjoy it in peace. And in case you don't know, people were traveling yesterday. Some of them were kidnapped, along Enugu Road. And that tells you a lot about what people are going through in this country. And Tinubu and the APC, they are just after politics. They are all after 2027, nothing else. That is just their concern. Anyway, let me allow you to take a look at this video where, accusations are coming more against Metawal for having links with all these terror guys. And Tinubu is still keeping him in power. Now, take your time and watch these videos and let me know what you think. Also, with Ribadu being dragged to leave his position after arming Mieti Allah, and we heard that some of those Mieti Allah are not even Nigerian Fulanis. They are from outside, the Bororo Fulanis. So guys, a whole lot are yet to be, unfolded as regards to the management of security in Nigeria under our northern brothers, who are the ones always in charge of security architecture in this country. And we see worsening insecurity in Nigeria. Instead of the government to make a change, remove security from the hands of northerners, and let's see why this problem is coming. Now, the new defense minister, Musa, who is now the defense minister, is receiving warning from these Fulani leaders that he should dare not kill the Fulanis. And also, Tinubu is making U-turn that there's no death sentence for Fulani terrorists. That tells you that the insecurity is going to continue. Anyway, let me allow you to take a look at this video and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Now take a look.
To the bombshell interview by a former aide of the defense minister, Metawal. His name is Kamara, Musa Muhammad Kamara, where he did an interview on the Hausa language media outlets, where he says a whole lot of things, including exposing the former Zamfara state governor of colluding with bandits and using police hit squads on perceived political enemies and to shield political friends. This is not exactly, will I say, breaking news now, is it? I mean, we've seen some people coming out to make some revelations that have not exactly been secret, but have actually been confirming, if not anything, some things that some other people have been saying about some governors in the north and APC before they came into power up to now, that they are the governing political party. What's your take on it?
Well, what this interview did is to confirm what the Canadian court did by saying that APC and PDP are terrorist organizations. Because what the guy is talking about is terror and nothing more. That a former state governor in Nigeria was involved in acts of acts of terror. So for me, it's nothing new. My concern is really what is Matawende still doing in the office. That is my concern now. What is he still doing in the office? Because when the former minister that's from Enugu State was accused of a certificate forgery. He did not wait for the court to declare him guilty. What he did was he resigned, and recently the two people in the downstream sector that were having a running battle with Dangote, who Dangote accused of using about 5 million or 5 billion that for his children secondary school fees. The guy resigned without waiting for court to declare him guilty. Understand? So I'm still wondering what hold has Bendo Matawende on Boname Tinubu that he's still in the office. Because this allegation did not start today. The current governor of Dauda of Zamfara State, Dauda, was the deputy to Matawende, and he confirmed that Matawende was fully involved in terrorist acts, that he was involved in both arming, funding terrorists in Zamfara. This is a sitting governor saying this because he served under the government. So for me, I don't know why he will still be in the office up till now, because their negotiations are heavy. They are weighty. This is not an allegation from a member of the opposition, or understand me. So if your name is smeared in the allegation, what you have to do is step aside and clear your name. Step aside and clear your name. So the current governor of Zamfara State, Dauda, has accused Matawende of the same thing. Then his own appointee is also accusing him of the same thing. So what is he still doing in the office?
I mean, that wouldn't exactly be surprising when you consider this administration and the previous administration, obviously, have been accused of shielding terrorist financiers. I mean, the popular list is still, is still a huge call for these names to be released and for the person to be prosecuted. Some may say some of these names that have been coming out in a lot of this bombshell interview will most likely be on those lists. It's why the government of the day, as it were, may be shielding these people. Do you agree with that?
Well, it's just like in the United States, where everybody was saying, release the Epstein file, release it. Donald Trump said that a lot of where the Americans' name are there, that he just wants to protect some people, and because of pressure, he has released it, and a lot of people are shocked of the names that the most loved American president name is there.
But then a lot of the files were redacted. I mean, it's about 90% of the documents were redacted, so you can't exactly call that released file.
But I say the names of the most loved people in America
I know what you mean.
Are in those files. Understand me? So that could also be the reason why government is protecting
This
those
particular
files. Understand
list.
me? So for me, but the current minister of defense state, his name has been mentioned over and over in this case For me, he should step aside. He has no justification. He has no credibility remaining there, because they say if one finger is a mess with oil, it will affect all the other fingers. So Matawone remaining in Tinubu's cabinet might affect the whole cabinet.
I mean, we have a former minister of communication, I've forgotten his name, in the last administration, where there were lots of accusations against him.
Pantami.
Pantami, exactly. I mean, he stayed for a very long time in that government. So
no, Buhari is not. We shouldn't bring his name here, because he has never had a presence, so he doesn't know what's happening around him, even as a young man.
I mean, the same thing can be said for the Tinubu administration,
No.
where
Tinubu is very much aware. Tinubu's eyes are open. He knows what is happening.
Is it though? I mean, there have been people
Tinubu and Buhari are not on the same level.
There have been people that are saying his cognitive ability is, is on the decline. I mean, maybe not as bad of that of Buhari, but still.
Tinubu, I mean, we saw is aware. Tinubu is a one-man riot squad. Understand? Unlike Buhari. Understand? Tinubu knows what is going on.
Okay. Now, kudos to the government. They've confirmed the release of 130 abducted Niger State students. What do you have to say on that? I mean, there's still a lot in captivity. Obviously, there's still a lot to be done in terms of that.
How we are they released, I want to know.
Well, which is one of the biggest talking points that's been dominating.
We are the bandits tired of
for months.
We are the bandits tired of feeding them and just say, okay, go. Understand? How we are they released? We are they rescued, or just a kind of a Christmas gift to the government?
I mean, it's obvious they weren't rescued. The information, several confirmation have been saying they were released. They were not rescued.
Okay.
There are two different
maybe
things here.
The ban, because feeding 50 people is another of a problem. So imagine when you have to feed over 100. So the issue is how we are there.
Or maybe the bandits were paid off.
Because there's no way they can just say go, because this is a business, this is investment. Understand?
It is.
Those motorcycles were bought, those guns were bought, bullets and so on and so forth. So there's no way they can just say, oh yeah, go. We are tired. Go, and you are Christians. Go and enjoy your Christmas. It cannot be.
Now,
so something must have exchanged hands.
There is no negotiation with terrorists. What you have are official terrorists and bush terrorists having a conversation. So what you call negotiation is the discussion about sharing formula between the official terrorists who bring the money and the unofficial terrorists in whose name they are collecting the money. It's a racket. They are running a racket in front of you. There's a lot of money in government, and insecurity is one way to collect it without receipts. That's what they are doing. They're just scamming the Nigerians. There is no insecurity in the land that Nigerian armed forces and Nigerian police cannot get rid of under a good presidential system, under a good presidency. They will get rid of it. What they are doing is just scamming you. Those that they are constructing roads to nowhere, they are building bridges that will never finish. There are a lot of projects in the sky. They found out that all other projects, you ask them, where's the road, where's the bridge, where's the school? But if they inundate you with insecurity, you cannot, and they say they have rescued 500 children, and 500 billion is gone. You cannot ask for receipts. If they are in the bushes, exchanging food and drinks with terrorists, and tell you that they have spent 4 trillion to keep you secure, you can't ask questions. That's why the president will tell you, every president will tell you, I will finish them. But when he comes in, they finish him with money. And he feels, okay, This is an easy way to raise money for campaign.
Mm.
That is why Nigeria has, in the world of hotel business, Nigeria has the highest number of military generals owning hotels, estates, and everything on a salary of how much?
All right, let's look at, let me play the devil's advocate. If you have made the president today...
Now, I know devils in the country already, but you go ahead.
All right. Let's see, if you have made the president today, how will you address some of these challenges that you have pointed at that are consequence of your almost failed Nigerians? How will you address it in 30 days?
The first thing to do is that you have to get a priority right. You have a pact with whoever you are going to make Chief of Army, Chief of the Navy, Chief of Air Force, Head of the IG of Police, DG of DSS, DMI, NIA, Civil Defense. You talk to everybody. I want the terrorists gone in 30 days. If they don't go in 30 days, you give me your letter of resignation. Simple. I'm not recruiting one more person to join you. I'm not doing anything. I am telling you in 30 days, or if you think you can't do it, don't take the job now. So that's the understanding between you and me when I'm giving you the job. And you will say, I can't do the job. Give it to the next person. I retire you and give it to the next person. Until I find somebody who says, yes, we die here. Either, sir, I will be dead, or the terrorists will be dead.
Mm.
That is the person who can head my armed forces. Anybody who wants to go and run for governor later, saving money for it, go and find out what is the trajectory of all the service chiefs we have been having since 2008, when they foisted this scam called Boko Haram on us. Go and find out. Their trajectory is towards politics and big business. So I need to put a stop to that. Second, I need to govern the country according to the law. There is no terrorist who should be bigger than the divisional police officer in that division. Anything that will make me have a DPO in a police division that has a smaller gun than a terrorist, then I don't have a police. The biggest gun in the land ought to belong to the army. The next biggest gun should belong to the police. And there should be no terrorists who should be able to upset the armed forces. I don't know if you have organized a choir before.
Sure.
Once your choir members are up to 45, you must buy Panadol Extra to coordinate them. Imagine an untrained person who happens to be a fanatic or a lunatic, and he says he's setting up a band of terrorists, and they are occupying territories the size of a state. How are they financing it? The logistics of it, the communication, and the whole country cannot raise an army to defeat them. If a terrorist is recruiting, before you can get 1,000 people, the government will know that it's a terrorist already. Government can quietly recruit 100,000 soldiers and nobody will know, and train them. A terrorist can be sponsored by 2 or 3 countries. Nigeria has 146 international friends. Many of them have treaties with us that will not stop them, that will not allow them to give excuses not to assist us. And many of the terrorists are well known. They have telephone numbers of governors. And every commissioner of police in the state has the telephone number of terrorists in that state. So, I will end this scam. Oh, clear. There's nothing complicated there. The real terrorist is in the Aso Villa. The headquarters of Boko Haram is the same address of Tinubu. So if you post a letter to Tinubu, if it doesn't come out on time, Boko Haram will collect the letter and read it and pass it to him. They live together. They work together. They plan together. And they share together.
How do you mean that the headquarters, the address is at the villa?
Because the villa, the state house, is where all this criminality is being planned. If you deceive yourself and think that Nigerian army cannot defeat the terrorists, then you don't know Nigerian army. Try and whistle at the wife of a general, and you see how the entire barrack will descend on you. Try and a home minister of FCT could not collect one plot of land. You saw how that Navy captain stood his ground there, telling Wike, yes, you are not coming here. Imagine if every captain stood their ground and said terrorists not entering Nigeria like that. If the armed forces strong enough to stop a minister who is representing the president from misbehaving on the land that he has interest, say, I have my orders. So are you telling me if the president of Nigeria gives an order that the whole of Lagos State should be evacuated, the army in Lagos will evacuate everybody? If they give an order that the whole of Kanu State should be evacuated, the army has enough capacity to evacuate the whole state. The president made a proclamation, and the entire government house was forcibly evacuated in one day. So you are telling me that the president wants to end this thing, he will not end it. But their political money is tied to it. And if you think maybe because I don't like them, which I don't pretend about that. Go and read the EFCC reports on what Jonathan did with the money he borrowed in the name of fighting Boko Haram. You are a journalist. You saw the trials. You saw the investigation. Who was collecting the money? The money was shared to politicians, girlfriends, contractors. Let's say we're even a nation of cripples. That sometimes in the past, there was no proper polio vaccination. And majority of Nigerians are crippled, we have no leg. We have enough resources to hire mercenaries to kill Boko Haram and terrorists and bandits. 5% of the money we make from gas, liquefied LNG, is enough to hire mercenaries. There are countries that are small, like Qatar, Kuwait, and all of that. And they have vast lands. It's impossible for them to raise an army. Because the entire population is like a campus, a university campus in Nigeria. But they hire experts, and their country is still safe. How can Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, all those tiny population countries are feeling you can drive anywhere you like? I travel to those countries, I drive day and night in vast open land where nothing to stop you. You want to invade. Nobody is invading them. Your TV station, I've seen you with a number of drones because you like to cover a wedding, a football match, or anything. But our Nigerian police will be using word of mouth to look for bandits and terrorists. They can't even hire a drone. And they have billions. The person Tinubu put as his Minister of Defense, of all the people in Nigeria today that know something about defense, says that bomb cannot enter bushes. That when the bush is too thick, a bomb cannot enter. That's how we can catch terrorists. That is the Minister of Defense. Even in a comedy skit, a Minister of Defense will say, no, this is too stupid. I can't say it. But he said it. So governors who were known and were accused of being Boko Haram collaborators, they are the ones he put in charge of defense. So if you are a terrorist and your best body is in charge of the army of the other side, won't you go and buy a bottle of champagne and first chill and say, okay, the business has continued. So they're not serious. It gives the feeling to Nigerian people. They make the army look fatigued, so that when you see the army, you don't have confidence anymore. I remember during the time of 2023 election, was late 2022, I was campaigning to Zamfara State. I will go to the border and the army said, sir, you cannot pass. It's night, there's a curfew, nobody can pass here. Yeah. We have somewhere to go. What do you mean by that? They say, Boko Haram's on the way. We say, well, we still have to go. I want to be commander-in-chief of armed forces. How can I not be able to walk around my country again? So if escort us, they say no. So one of my campaign managers, Lawa, said, look, let's go and get vigilante. And we got vigilante. And they enter our convoy. And we go and we were going and they were saying, look at Boko Haram people there. And the vigilante came down, chased them, and they were running and we passed. And I came back and I gave an interview on TVC that, hey, this thing is a scam. I went somewhere 2 days ago and the army told me nobody can pass. And I took vigilante and we chased them away and we passed. That's far back as 2022. It's 3 years plus now. So what I'm letting you know is that be cool in Guinea-Bissau, like just did now. If they tell the 3D, the 3rd Division of Nigerian Army, go and flush them out, they will go and flush those people out. Nigerian Army, Nigerian forces can flush out Boko Haram, and Nigerian police can secure this country if there's a political leadership that says, do it. But there's nobody who is a commissioner of police, AIG or DIG, who too doesn't want to be a billionaire, and a governor, and a minister, and a senator, if that is the business of the day. There's nobody who's a general who sees his classmate building hotels, estates. Go and take Nigerian military intelligence, just watch the spouses of your military officers. See them go to Madeira, go to Dubai, go to Cancun, go to the best places, shopping and buying things which the lifetime salary of their husband cannot afford. When serving military officers are sponsoring people for governor, concerning for that. So, I don't blame them. I blame the person who claims to be commander-in-chief, who is not doing the job. So that is what is happening. And if Nigerians don't understand that the spelling of Boko Haram is the same spelling as government, and that if the government wants to do it, they can do it. And your job is to make them do it.
A Muslim, why does Ilorin have emir? Why is Ilorin a Muslim? Why does Ilorin have emir? If you Yoruba Muslims are so innocent. If Yoruba Muslims are so innocent, how did the Yoruba people lose Ilorin to Islam, to the Islamists? Why is there an emir in it? Okay, it is long ago. Oh yeah, give us Ilorin back. If it is long ago, remove your emir from Ilorin. Why is the emir still in Ilorin? If it was, don't we know that Ilorin is Yoruba land? Why is your emir still there? Can you remove your emir from Ilorin, please? After you tried to kill us in Southwest 2 times, you tried to exterminate us, we defeated you in battle. You are not using our victory against you that subdued you. You Yoruba traitors that went with Afonja and the Muslims. Do you want me to tell you your stories, Yoruba Muslims? Do you want to know your story? That you are the ones that went with fought behind Afonja with the Muslims to try and destroy Yoruba land on behalf of Islam and Northerners that you all gather here today. All Muslims will gather around and be saying, we want to remove ourselves from Northern. And when you are the people that brought Islam into our lives, try to kill us and steal everything we have for the Northerners, you Yoruba Muslims, why are Yoruba Muslims not like the Northern Muslims? Because we kicked your ass. We beat the living daylight out of you. We beat you very well. That till today, Eli misbehave. We beat you very well. That's why Yoruba Muslims cannot misbehave. They were dealt with. They understand what it means to try and fuck with us over here. We dealt with them. That's why you don't do anything. Don't act like you are better than the northern Muslims. They're not better. You just don't have the clout. You don't have the power. You don't have the numbers to play that your game here. So Yoruba Muslims, be quiet while I'm talking to your northern brothers. You are the same as them. Go to Ilorin and see the way you behave there. Go to Ilorin, they are cutting people's hair. These people, they just cut your hair on the street. Say because you have afro. Why will you have afro? Islam is a problem. We have to address it. Anyway, let me read from the Quran. So not from the Quran, but translations. Let me read translations from the Quran. About what this God thinks of us. The unbelievers, the infidels, the kafirs. I mean, how can these people say you are when you have this kind of words to describe people that don't agree with you? Infidel. That one too is not in the Quran. There's a politics, there's a game here. We, the people, are trapped in the middle. Arabic imperialists, European imperialists. Everybody siphoning, stealing, drawing blood out of Africa. Using African people as the scapegoat. It is the same whether or not you forewarn them, the unbelievers. They will have no faith. Quran 2, chapter 6. God will mock them, God will mock them and keep them long in sin, blundering blindly along. 2:15. A fire whose fuel is men and stones await them. Quran 2:24. They will be rewarded with disgrace in this world and with grievous punishment on the day of resurrection. Quran 2:85. God's curse be upon the infidels. Quran 2:89. They have incurred God's most inexorable wrath, and an ignominious punishment awaits them. Quran 2:90. God is the enemy of the unbelievers. Quran 2:98. The unbelievers among the people of the book, Christian and Jews that is, and the pagans, we resent that any blessing should have been sent down to you from your Lord. Quran 2:105. They shall be held up to shame in this world and sternly punished in the hereafter. Quran 2:114. Those to whom we have given the book and who read it as it ought to be read truly believe in it. Those that deny it shall assuredly be lost. Quran 2:122. We shall let them live a while. See, this is tolerance. This is the tolerance they talk about. Listen to it. We shall let them live a while, and then shall drag them to the scourge of the fire. That's why they burn people after they kill them. Evil shall be their fate. Now before I continue, let me even continue. Let me keep giving you gems upon gems. People keep saying, how beautifully these holy books are written. I read them. I've read the Bible. There's nothing beautiful about what's in the Bible. Full of blood, mayhem, trickery, stealing, killing, genocide, lies, manipulation, ego. You understand? This is what is in there. Let's continue. Fighting is obligatory for you, much as you dislike it, but you may hate a thing although it is good for you, and love a thing although it is bad for you. God knows, but you know not. Quran 2:16. They will not cease to fight against you until they force you to renounce your faith, if they are able. But whoever of you recants and dies an unbeliever, his work shall come to nothing in this world and in the world to come. Such men shall be the tenants of hell, wherein they shall abide forever. Those that have embraced the faith and those that have fled their land and fought for the cause of God may hope for God's mercy. 2:17 to 18. God does not guide the evildoers. God does not guide the unbelievers. The evildoers, we have none to help them. God guidance to. So when you fight everywhere, fight, yet you are religion of peace. As I said, the only way there can be peace where the religious Islamists and even the Christians are, is if everybody believe in their faith. If you think I am lying, go and be an Ifa worshipper in a company where the MD goes to Redeem Church. Go and look at a company where the MD is in Redeem. All the people there that will be doing well will be in Redeem Church.
So guys, let's quickly take a look at some of the trending headlines on the social media. Like I have here what Alex Oti said that has been causing a whole lot of buzz, you know, amid so many governors defecting to the APC. Alex Oti has come out to say, me, I'm not defecting. And this is how he put it in a video. Those waiting for me to defect to APC will wait a longer time. Everyone has their own opinion and circumstances. You don't just join APC because many other governors are joining. So I don't know, is it that people are telling Alex Oti to join the APC or what? There's nothing we are not going to see in this country. Tinubu is really working hard to make Nigeria a one-party system just because EFCC that was created, you know, to solve the problem of corruption is now used for political gains, you know. Those in power use EFCC to coerce those who are not aligning to their view or to their party. And then they will then use them to go after those people. And then you'll be forced to join the APC if you don't want the EFCC to start handling your file and begin to invite you and begin to detain you and begin to question you. All those who have tried to defect are now the ones, you know, all those who have resisted defecting are now the ones that the EFCC is going after. But those who say, oh, Tinubu, on your mandate will stand, no matter the level of your corruption case, you are in safe hands. The EFCC cannot go after Akpabio them. All those people that have corruption cases hanging on them, they cannot. But if you are a governor and you refuse to join the APC, then they will come for you. Anyway, before we get back to that video and see the reactions from Nigerians, let me read this tweet here. Where is the Christian Association of Nigeria? Cross River State has granted a 20-day break to government workers for Christmas celebration. Yes, 20 consecutive days for just a two-day Christmas holiday. Sometime ago last year, the Christian Association of Nigeria CAN strongly criticized the closure of schools in Kanu, Bauchi, and a few Muslim-majority northern states due to Islamic fasting, more months of Ramadan. Let's not forget that granting a 20-day holiday from Christian celebration in Cross River, a Christian majority state, also contradicts Nigerian law. Yet CAN has not said a single word. In fact, it has turned a blind eye to those issues, despite having having issued press release condemning Muslim-majority states like Bauchi, Kano for giving students, teachers, and lecturers 30 days of holidays or Ramadan and Salah celebration. Let us not forget that the purpose of granting the 30 days Ramadan break is to give Muslim students relief during a period when they fast from dawn to sunset without taking food or water. Can you imagine fasting from dawn to sunset in a hot, sunny environment like Sokoto and Kano without any attempt to quench your thirst? Since the affected states have a Muslim majority, the break naturally impacts Muslim children the most. In the interest of humanity, one would expect support for such measure. Instead, CAN has chosen to criticize it and even threaten legal action. However, he went ahead to say, the striking question are as follows: was CAN established to represent the collective interests of Christians or to act as an opposition voice against Muslims in Nigeria? Why does CAN frequently criticize action taken by Muslim majority states but remain silent when similar or even more extreme actions are taken in Christian majority states? What is CAN afraid of from the Muslim community when Muslims appear to have nothing to fear from CAN's silence in Christian majority states? Why does CAN issue immediate reaction to decisions made in northern states but avoid addressing avoid addressing controversial decision in southern Christian majority state. Does CAN apply the same standard of justice and fairness to both Christians and Muslims, or does it advocate depend on which group is involved? How can CAN justify condemning 30 days Ramadan break while ignoring Cross River 20 days Christian holidays? And he went ahead to say, is CAN aware that the selective advocacy can deepen religious mistrust and threaten national cohesion? What steps is CAN taking to ensure that its public engagement promotes unity rather than worsening Christian-Muslim tension? Does CAN have internal mechanism to prevent bias and ensure objective, balanced public statement? Is CAN willing to engage Muslim leaders in honest dialogue aimed at strengthening interfaith respect and preventing misunderstanding? Does CAN recognize the silence on issues involving Christian majority states creates an impression of doubt, of double standard? What concrete measure will CAN take to rebuild trust and prove that it's a national religious body committed to fairness, peace, and equity? My piece of advice: CAN as a religious body should serve as a promoter of peace, love, unity, and harmonious coexistence among Nigerians, not an agent of criticism, selective judgment, or a body that targets certain group or individuals simply because they do not belong to the faith it represents. If the Supreme Court of Islamic Affairs or Jama'atu Nasrul Islam were to engage in similar action, it will not contribute to peace or harmonious coexistence, nor will it benefit our country, Nigeria. Thank you. I remain Mustafa Gembe, an advocate of peace and harmonious coexistence among Nigerian populace. Okay, let's see how Nigerians have reacted to this his statement. This person said, okay, I think I missed out that. Let me still take it again. And then let's see how Nigerians have reacted to this tweet that was tweeted 1 hour ago. This person said, let me clear your stupidity. The secular directed all the civil servants, with exception of those in essential duty, to proceed on leave from 15th December to 5th of January. I think this is just the normal December period, No school was shut down. Schools are on holidays. Schools are on holidays. I think this is very, 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 very critical. Schools are on holiday, I think this man is really causing problem. People like this are really the problem Nigeria is having. They are really, 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 really a problem. Schools are on holidays. Oh God. So schools are on holiday. This man is not supposed to be saying this. This is Christmas holiday for workers, and not even every worker. And moreover, schools are not on holiday. CAN was actually emphasizing on how schools are going to be shut, both private schools and public schools. Children are forced to stay at home even though you are not an Islamic child. That was the case. Now, this hypocrisy is loud. CAN attacked Muslims, a Muslim state, for giving Ramadan relief to fasting children, but stay silent when Cross River approved it. The same laws, same country, same days. So you can see this guy is now selling the wrong message. Selling the wrong message to Nigerians. This is really the wrong message. That's what they are really selling now. And it's very, very so sad, that this is now what people will be thinking. So schools are on holiday. You don't force people to stop. Schools are on holiday. That's just it. Schools are on vacation. Stop creating chaos. Think before you write. I think that's just it, This other person here said, as a glorified Almajiri, how would you know all public and private schools southern Nigeria have closed for this academic term, unlike the foolishness displayed in your beloved Arewanistan enclave during the last Ramadan? Another person said, that's why you remain Malam. That's for civil servants. Not even civil servants, schools are even on holiday. Schools are even closed, you know. They are not supposed to be saying these schools have even closed. This is not even going to affect schools. So I don't know why they are really carrying the problem of the South, you know, on their head. Schools have closed, so the holiday is not going to affect any child. You know, schools have closed. So there's no point repeating this. Nobody asks you to belong to a terrorist region. Stop crying like Tinubu. Please, Islam is evil. Nobody asks you. Nigeria recognized holiday from December, even November, not because of Christmas, but normal part of holiday. While the issue in Kanu, another part was religious, without knowing that students in the schools are not only Muslim. That is just the problem. Those who criticize the Ramadan school closure should do well and speak against this too. I'm just wondering what is in their brain. The Almajiri boy again. School no be scam actually. And school no be scam. Since we don't have the same value system, let's divide and practice our value system individually, honestly. You are too daft like your pedo god. That is, we need two different countries that will not see. They will not see this one because it's not about Islam. They will not see this one because it's not about Islam. Keep crying. Double standard. Wait, 20 days holiday is too long. You see, they've now amplified it to Jehovah. Muslims, they just keep exposing themselves that, you know, lack of education has really deafened them, you know. How can you come out to say that Cross River State? And he wrote a very long piece, very, very long piece. So this guy took his time to write this without knowing that it does not affect students. It only affects workers, and not even all the workers. And moreover, schools are on holiday. So Khan was actually talking about shutting down schools while students were going to school. So they were forced to stay home because it was a Ramadan. That was actually why Khan came out to to speak. And you can see that Khan is right to have spoken. Now, let's see. Christian terrorists, again, I swear, if you inflict harm on these travelers, as you have done 100 innocent travelers, it will not sit well with you and your sponsors. Nigeria will be small for us to be Christian terrorists. God. So this lady, 28 Muslim travelers abducted, including men and women. Northern fact, children who were heading to Malud in Zak village, Bashar district, Wuse, Plateau State. The incident happened on Sunday around 8 p.m. near Sabon Lai. The victim includes, so they're actually trying to say that some Muslim people were also kidnapped in Plateau State, and that is what they are now canvassing for. Anyway, what we are saying is enough of the terrorization of Nigeria. Nigerians Nigerians should live in peace and have their peace. Now let's see more other headline. Dr. Moses, chairman candidate, African Democratic Congress, Abuja Municipal Area, February 21st. This election is going to be hot. Dr. Mo is really pulling weight. I really love the way people are coming out to embrace him. Shebi na Abuja. Na Peter Obi owns Abuja. No matter what Tinubu wants to do. If he likes, let him use Wiki to do whatever he wants to do. We don't care. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.